All right, Shalom Akim. Want to first off and foremost give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Rakah Kadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles, great millstone, rule well, and much peace, safety, and blessings to those for the elect throughout the four winds, pushing this truth in sincerity and diligence. All right, it's the brother Lord from the great millstone, Lake Charles, Louisiana camp, coming back again with another quick lesson, and as always, Lord will it be edifying to the elect. All right, so through the Spirit, I basically want to go into Lord will not entitle this video, Are You Living? All right, because a lot of people seem to actually be persuaded by the perception of that the world pushes out that everyone is living, all right, and the definition towards these people, they act as if by them living, it basically means to them for them to basically have a prosperous life, all right, to have much gain, all right, to be well known, all right, basically things of vanity, all right. So, and throughout this lesson, I'm gonna go into this, and like I say, Lord will it be edifying to the elect. So this is the definition of live. All right, it says to be alive, okay, and this is something that you actually have to question yourself, all right, because although it might seem as though it might seem as though, yeah, we're all living vessels right now. You have to question that, are you really living? All right. It says to have life. Okay, so do you have life, or are you just a walking zombie, so to say? All right. It says continue in life to experience. All right. It says to supply oneself with food. All right, and that's basically the point that I really want to go into, to supply oneself with food. All right, because just because you intake food doesn't make you it doesn't necessarily mean that you're living. Okay, because just look at it as a plant. All right, if you don't feed that plant the right nutrients and things that it need, it won't grow. All right, likewise with the human body. Okay, so this is Matthew 4 and 4. It says, but he answered and said, it is written, man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceeded out of the mouth of the Most High. Okay, so you're basically gonna it's gonna show if you're living by what comes out of your mouth, and basically the ways that you walk in. Okay, because what the scriptures say, through thy words thou justified or condemned. To live is to walk after the ways of Hamashiach. Okay, to live is to walk after the ways of Hamashiach. Let me grab that real quick. Okay, Philippians 1:21. It says, For to me to live is Hamashiach, and to die is gain. Okay, that's two different concepts. All right, you have what? To live is basically to walk after the ways and have your life hid in Yahushua Hamashiach. All right, and to die, and when it says to die, it's not meaning to perish. All right, what you're basically perishing is that old man. All right, once that old man is totally done away with, and that old man is dead, then you can basically gain. All right, because basically what you're doing is obtaining salvation. All right. So this is Isaiah 8:20. It says, to the law and to the testimony, if they speak not according to this word, it is because there is no light in them. All right, basically going back to what? That light is Hamashiach, all right, and that truth, that spirit, and ultimately it is no breath of life in them. All right, like when the breath of life was basically given to Adam in the beginning. All right, he had the laws, statutes, and commandments. All right, likewise us today, you have the prophets being back risen up, and we have that breath of life through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Shai. All right, and you must question yourself, do you have that breath of life? All right, and it's going to be shown by your actions. All right, because we're subject to walk in the same manner as Yahweh Shai did when he was on the scene. All right, Going back real quick to Matthew 4:4, it says, "But he answered and said, It is written, man shall not live by bread alone." All right, because what? Hey, when our forefathers was in the wilderness, they was given that bread. They was given that bread, all right? But did that make all of them alive? No, it did not, all right? Because they was still being wicked niggas, okay? They was still being wicked niggas. So you can have people amongst you in this truth, all right? And just because they might take it a little bit, it doesn't totally mean that they're living, all right? Because what the scripture say, someone's going to be crept in unawares, you know? You're going to have scoffers. You're going to have these agents that's amongst certain camps, all right? You're going to have these sellouts, all right? So you should question yourself, are you living or are you basically being preserved for death, okay? But we're going to go to what is life, all right? This is life, all right? Coming and turning back to your true holy and separate and peculiar power, all right? Which is Yahweh Shemel Shai. Because before this, we were all in that state of dying, all right? And that's why the scripture in Ezekiel the 33rd chapter, all right? Can these dry bones live? Can these dry bones live? Now we're actually subject to living right now, all right? Although we are dead to the world, and we have our life here with Hamashiach, and we are now considered as living, all right? Why? Because we have that breath of life embedded in us now, all right? This is John 6:63. It says, "It is the spirit that quickeneth it, the flesh profited nothing." And quicken it, that when you go to the word quicken, it basically means to make alive, all right? So the spirit is going to make you alive, all right? It says, "The words that I speak to you, they are the spirit, and they are life." All right, that's why when we went back to Matthew 4:4, all right? Hey, every word that proceeded out of the mouth of the Most High, all right? Every word going to the whole roll. You can't be living and have just the Old Testament, all right? It doesn't work like that. Because that would basically mean not only you're perfect, but man, Yahweh Shai wouldn't even have to come and be sacrificed for us, all right? And that'll mean you haven't had that falling away, all right? Because prior to coming to this, we were all dead, all right? It says, verse 64, "But there are some of you that believe not," okay? "And by them not believing, they are dead." All right. "For Yahushua knew from the beginning who they were that believed not, and who shall betray him. And he said, therefore, Salaki, and he said, therefore said I unto you, that no man can come unto me except it were given unto him of my Father." So it's basically telling you, hey, when you go to Matthew, John 17:9, all right, "I pray for them, I pray not for the world." So if the Most High didn't have you in his hands and pass you down to Yahushua, you're not going to be alive, all right? The elect are going to be the only men, along with the 1/3 that's going to be in that spirit of being alive, all right? Having that woken up spirit. And that's beautiful, and that's why we should cherish this thing even more, all right? We can actually walk around and say, hey, I'm living, because we have the true aspect of what living is, all right? Even though we are in captivity, everyone else that's outside of the truth is subject to death, and they're basically walking zombies, okay? This is Ephesians 5:14. But they don't have a clue of what the hell is going on, all right? Many people don't have a clue that the martial law is soon going to be implemented, all right? It's going to be economic collapse, all right? It's going to be a food shortage, a famine of the word. The prophets are here today. These people have no clue what's going on. Why? Because they are dead, all right? It says, wherefore he said, awake thou that sleepest, and arise from the dead, all right? And Hamashiach shall give thee light. And we have that light because what? We were of those called vessels, all right? To awake and arise from that deep slumbering that was bestowed upon us. All right. But now we have shook that dust off of us, and we're putting our hand to the plow and having our life here with Yahushua HaMashiach. All right. To where we can basically say we're living now. This is Proverbs 6:23. For the commandment is a lamp, and the law is light, and reproofs of instruction are the way of life. So when you're walking in this manner, you're basically walking into that light of life. All right, keeping the law, statutes, and commandments to the best of your ability. All right, reproofs and instruction, getting correction when you're going off of certain things. All right, ultimately, repenting and turning away from these things. All right, because when you turn away from that dead body, you have no choice but to walk that straight and narrow path. All right, to the best of your ability. So this is John 6 and verse 49. Your fathers did eat manna in the wilderness and are dead. Because what? It's not man cannot just eat bread and live alone. All right? You can, and that's why we went to this definition of live. It says to supply oneself with food. All right? To supply oneself with food. Just because you intake food doesn't mean that you're living. All right? It takes the whole role of Yahweh Shem Yahushua for you to become in the state of living. All right? Because our forefathers, when they was in the wilderness, they was eating the bread just to fill up their own bellies. All right? They wasn't doing it for the simple fact that they really trusted in Yahweh Shem Yahushua. All right? It says that a man may eat thereof and not die. It's like this is the bread which cometh down from heaven, that a man may eat thereof and not die. All right? I am the living bread which came down from heaven. If any man eat of this bread, he shall live forever. What is that? That's speaking of what? Yahushua. All right? Yahushua is that living bread. All right? So you're going to eat what? According to the law and the testimony of Yahushua. Okay? The whole road, the Old Testament, the New Testament, the covenants, the promises, everything that was given unto you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Natives. All right? That bread is only subject to you. Okay? Only subject to the elect. Okay? It says he shall live forever. And the bread that I will give is my flesh, which I will give for the life of the world. And that world is what? Cosmos. The life of the world of Israel. Okay? No other nation. Only speaking to the nation of Israel. Because what? These other heathens, they have a promise that they're living out right now. All right? Chiefly Esau, they have a promise that they're living out right now, but they're not living. Okay? They can't have the breath of life put into them. You know? What the scriptures say, Esau bold not in the truth. All right? He was estranged from the womb speaking lies. Okay? He can't live. All right? So, yeah, just a quick question to yourselves, brothers. Hey, are you living? All right? That plant needs to basically grow daily. All right? So, man, with that, Lord willing, this lesson was edifying to the elect. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Rakakudash. Double honor to the elders and apostles, great millstone of Ruel. And much peace, safety, and blessings to the elect throughout the four winds, pushing this truth and sincerity and diligence. Shalom.